All right, thank you everybody for coming. All right, so here's my top scholar end of year. All right, academics and knowledge. All right, so the current research project I am doing now in Dr. Wester's lab is nanoparticle behavior across pH levels. So I am testing two types of nanoparticles, polynipam co-methacrylic acid and polynipam co-amacohamma. And I'm testing these across the diameter across 3 pHs, which is 4, 7, and 10, to analyze the responsiveness. These help me understand how these polymers behave under different pH levels. And I ended up getting the skill of doing DLS, which is dynamic light scattering, to understand and to see how the particle sizes. So here's some pictures of me doing with the pH probe here, testing out my samples to see what the pH is. And then right here on this third picture is me adding like NOH or hydrochloric acid to make it more basic or acidic. So with the project I just previously explained, this is something that I'm really interested about connecting both of those projects together. So hemiplegic migraines are a rare neurological disorder that causes stroke-like symptoms. So this includes the weakness or paralysis on one side of the body, the tingliness or the droopiness in the face, temporary vision loss, and hallucinations. And I ended up tying hemiplegic migraine with psychology or neuroscience, which the FHM1 gene mutation causes calcium channel to not work incorrectly, so the receptor does not get the signal. So with my future project is merging all of this together to test how the brain fluctuations during the hemiplegic migraine. So I found out that in a migraine episode, the patient's pH level becomes slightly acidic. So I was guided by Dr. Webster to have two ideas of where I can go with this. I can, one, use the particles that I'm using in her lab now, and also medication that's already available for these migraines, and see how those medications respond in the particles, which is the polynipam and the co-amacohamma. Or two, use proteins from Dr. Wester's lab to assess how these particles interact. I'm still doing my research on how proteins can affect the migraine disorder, but that's one way too. So I'm excited to figure out which one I want to go with. Last semester, I had the opportunity with Mr. Sean Hughes to go to Biomed SA. This was a pretty cool experience because it allowed me to understand what's happening right here. It kind of pushed me to understand what was going on in San Antonio, the medical devices, including cancer and anything dealing with the brain. It was so interesting to see all these people and everything that they're doing. The dinner was nice. I enjoyed everything about it. It was an amazing experience. So my leadership and service this year is SASE. I am the secretary for SASE with AC. I know last semester, one of my notes and comments was some type of leadership. And so here we are. I think with SASE, I enjoyed the hands-on approach. We're learning how to make soap. And we also had events where we had a ceramic event, which I didn't realize how much I love ceramics, which it was pretty cool. And also the service event that comes from this is making soaps for Haven for Hope. And our cohort project will be based on SASE, and hopefully that'll be this week, to box up all the soaps that we made this year and to deliver them to Haven for Hope. So one of my professional developments this year is my fellowship, EV Hybrid NOR. This fellowship allows fellows, it's a virtual seminar where we get to do workshops, networking experiences, and engage with community leaders and industry professionals. I just had my event today, our capstone event, where each fellow are supposed to put on an event based off on what we want to present in our proposal and presentation. So today, me and Indra, we gave out free donuts, we promoted the fellowship, and we also had a Tesla, an EV model, to allow students to come look and see the cool car. With the capstone project, one of our proposals was the scooter issues. There's a lot of scooters everywhere and not enough space for cars, scooters, and walking students. So our idea is to propose maybe a lane, designated lane for scooter riders to ride in. So, but overall, that's about it. Let's see. PSAC. PSAC is amazing. I enjoyed being in PSAC. There's me in the middle. I got to meet the Spurs, so that was fun. They came to campus and during the voting times. With PSAC, we talked about the merging of UT Health and San Antonio, and it opened my eyes to different perspectives from students here on campus. We also talked about, the things that are happening in their presidential things that's going on, especially students who are immigrants and also LGBT plus students who have concerns about that as well. PSAC, I really love PSAC, even meeting President Amy again, just getting to hear everybody's perspective and us coming up with an idea of what change we want. So what I did for fun. So I had my 21st birthday this year. I did kind of some ATV riding, and I also went to a place where it's kind of like an illusion. It looks like I'm doing a upside down kind of cartwheel thing, but I'm not. It was fun, and me falling into this slide and also my head on the platter. I enjoyed that as well. It was great. Let's see what else. Girls' Night Thursdays. So, of course, me and AC continued our Girls' Night Thursdays by going out to restaurants and trying different food. And then we extended the invite to Miss Camion, where on Thursdays, the girls would come over and we watched The Bachelor and laughed and giggled of how crazy the episodes are. We also had movie nights with North and Camion and AC, where we watched a horror movie, Long Legs. So we're kind of keeping this tradition going throughout the semester and hopefully next year as well. Here is a more photo done of everything I did this semester. You see me over there eating like a hot dog. The carnival was during the rodeo. So it was nice to go, and which I never been. I didn't actually get to see the rodeo, but just the carnival and the ferry and all that. The animals was also there, the chickens and the goats and the cows. The little funnel cake was from the fair as well. My siblings came to visit me. Finally, I have a car now, so I was able to like go home and go get them. And they were so excited to come on campus and be with me for the weekend. And my little sister always tells me that she can't wait until she comes to UTSA. So it's nice to inspire my siblings, all of them, to maybe think about college. Oh, and I also went to my first Spurs game. It was like a pre-game. It wasn't an actual game, but I was still excited. I'm like, what? I've never been to a basketball game before. So summer 2025, my plans are Japan. So I have a funny little picture over there with Bubbles using a chopstick because throughout I've been learning how to use chopsticks. That has been one of the hardest things I have tried to do. So each time we have our Japan kind of informational session, Sensei Yu kind of teaches me how to use the chopsticks so I can be prepared. Here's a couple of things that I know that we're going to be doing. We'll be going to a place called Shibuya, where it kind of looks like NYC, but it's a lot of the pop culture there. We get to see people dressing up, street foods, anime, like anything dealing with that. We also are going to go to like an electronic city where you get to see all different kind of old and new electronics, anime, games, and all that. So I'm excited. My favorite part about what I'm looking forward to is the homestay, which is the Japan Tea Garden. We get to make green tea and stay with a Japanese host family. So I'm excited about that. And also see different temples and shrines and trying oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher it, onimiyaki, which is a savory pancake. So I'm excited about that. That's one thing that I presented during my class, and everybody was so excited because it looks so good. Another thing that I'm doing this summer will be a nonprofit program called Genesis, where it is a summer program for African American or Black middle school and high school students, where fully based off on STEM. I talked to Ellen Cook about it, and she told me like different things that they did last year. Last year, it was more hands-on like EV stuff, electric vehicles, which is what I'm doing now. And then the year prior, it was more medical based. I believe this year would be back electrical or EVs and also some type of sustainability. So I'm excited to, add my small expertise in that and talk and, encourage and inspire girls that look like me. Another thing that I'm doing this summer, hopefully I get to travel home, go see family in Mississippi and Sweet Home, Alabama, and also take some time and nap and just enjoy time with my family, And that's it.
Journey, it's been a very great year for you, and it's been a pleasure getting to be your advisor for these last 3 years. Kind of echoing what I've told all the juniors at this point, you're going to be the upperclassmen next year, right? You're going to be the people that everyone's going to be looking for or towards for advice. You're going to be a senior, which is crazy to think about, but also just kind of encourage you to take scholars with you to wherever you're doing, right? You're doing so many great things, but it's important that you share your wealth and your knowledge to the people under you. Also, really think about your impact and what your legacy, what you want your legacy to be when you leave UTSA. Other couple of things I want to really encourage you for next year is to really use your voice, right? I know that you talked about being in PSAC. That's important that you're not just a member, that you are using your voice to enact change, right? I think it's important that you know that you're there for a reason and that you have a lot to say and offer to the table. And so I want you to feel empowered to use your voice. Second thing is graduate school visits. So we really need to think about schools for you to visit next year. That way you can kind of see what you ultimately want to do after you graduate UTSA.
Okay.
But again, very successful, 30 year here. It's been a pleasure getting to advise you. Congratulations on a very successful year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always great to see what you're doing. I'm so glad you're continuing to work with Iowa Housework.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take the young ones with you.
Yes. Yes, Norky?
I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Stuffy. This year did show a lot of road bumps and everything, but knowing you continue to smile and strive and excel in everything you do. And you're just overall a wonderful friend. So just never stop pursuing your goals and dreams, no matter what stops you. Okay, Julie?
Okay. I appreciate you. I pinky promise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For your biomed essay slide, you have like C++ programming.
I did. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say that. I kind of put that in there for skills. So this semester, I learned C++ by helping a friend. So I was like, might as well learn. So now I know Python and C++. So yeah, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you so much, Journey.